Okay, so we draw the object nice quickly. So as I say, the base of this object is going to be 50 millimeters, which is there. On the left hand side we said the height would be 50, and then on the right hand side here I said the height was going to be 70. Okay, now you're just going to join then the top 2 points together, so we'll end up with this very basic shape. Okay, so just a nice simple shape so we can kind of visualize what central symmetry is. Okay, so that's going to be our object. And then guys, just for handiness then, to get our point, if you draw a 30-degree line down from this point, okay, and if you measure a distance along there and mark off 80 mil, okay, you'll get this point here. Okay, so I'm just going to label that as P. That's going to be our central point. So I took it from this corner just down to 30 degrees using my 30-degree set square, down a distance of 80. Okay, and what I will do is I label my points. So that's A, B, C and D. Okay, so as I say, we're doing central symmetry, so all points need to go through the central point. Okay, so we're going to do that first. Okay, so obviously A is already going through the point because of the way I set up the question. So I'm going to put B now through the point. Okay, I'm going to put C through the point. So you get the idea at this stage. All the lines are going to go through the point, and then D through the point. Okay, so they all go through the point, so join them to the point and extend them further on. Okay, step 2 then. So that was step 1, so all the points go through our central point, in other words that is P. Okay, then they go the same distance either side. Okay, so what that means, guys, if you want you can put it into your own words, but what that means, for example here, A, the distance from A to P is 80, so from P to get A1 is going to be 80. Okay, so I'm going to get a point here, okay, and I'm going to call that A1. Okay, just a 30-degree angle. Okay, that'll give you a point P. Alright, just double check to make sure there's nobody else coming on. I think everyone's in the way. No. Okay, okay guys, so that's A1. So then I'm going to do B next. So from B to P, my distance is 126. So I'm going to come over 126 on the other side, which gives me a point here, and that point is for B1. Okay, so you can see I have a point here for B1. I'm just going to move the camera slightly. Okay, so you can see it better down here. Okay, so I have point B1 there. Next one then is for C. Now you can use your compass to measure these distances if you want. C to point P is 15. So I'm going to measure across 15. Now I'm going to measure across 150. Now I need to extend my line, so I do. Okay, so if your line's not extended far enough, guys, you just need to extend it. Okay. C1 is there. Alright. You know where I have a little mistake here, so I actually done A1 on the wrong line, so that would be A1 there. So just ignore that. Okay, I'll just put an X to it. Okay. So you have A1, B1 and C1, and then the final one I have to do is D. So the distance from D to P is 131. So come down a distance of 131. That gives me a point there for D1. Okay, and then guys, it should just be a matter of joining your points together. So A1 to B1 and so on. Like that. B1 to C1. C1 to D1. And then just join D1 back to A1. Okay, and you should end up then with the same object upside down. Alright. So again, central symmetry, all points go through the center point and they go the same distance either side. Okay, so for example, A's distance here was, I think it was 80. Okay, so it was the same here, 80 mil. Alright. B's distance for me was 126 millimeters. So I had to come across 126 millimeters here for B1, from P to B1, and from C to P was 150 for me. So your measurements might be slightly different, guys, that's okay. Shouldn't be too different though. And that was 131 millimeters. So 131 millimeters. Okay. Again, so that's central symmetry. Alright.